In this video, we're going to review parallel structure and the secondary use of semicolons. What is parallel structure? Well, it's most easily demonstrated by example. She runs, jumps, and playing? No, we wouldn't say playing at the end. We want to keep that structure similar and parallel throughout the sentence. She runs, jumps, and plays. That's parallel structure. So some concepts have kind of gone away with the new digital SAT, like shorter is better from the old writing and language exam. Parallel structure has survived. Where do we see it on the exam? Well, take for example the following sentence. Jane's itinerary included Paris, France, New York, and London, England. Whoa, what is going on here? I've got commas all over the place. How do I possibly make sense of this? There is a secondary use of a semicolon. It's as a super comma. It's used to separate a list of three or more where you have punctuation in the item's list, especially commas. So in this case, every item in the list, Paris, France, New York, and London, England, each have commas within the list. So it gets confusing between the commas that separate the list and the commas within each item of the list. That's when we use something like the following. We replace the list commas with semicolons. Jane's itinerary included Paris, France, semicolon, New York, semicolon, and London, England. The structure becomes 1, semicolon, 2, semicolon, and 3. You may know the primary use of a semicolon is to combine independent clauses. That's what it does in life. But when it gets late on a Friday, Saturday night, the semicolon kind of says, I can't hang out with this period anymore. He's always trying to finish my sentences. I've got to get out. I'm going to go hang with the commas. They're more open-ended. And thus, the secondary use of a semicolon. So, how do I identify this? Well, I'm looking for a semicolon and in the text. If that's the case, I'm almost certainly not combining independent clauses. What I'm doing is setting up a list with semicolons as super commas. 1, semicolon, 2, semicolon, and 3. So why is this parallel structure? Because the way we solve it and find the answer is identifying the parallel structure. Each item must be in parallel from the list. So I have something like, it looks like here, Chickasaw, I'm going to have some kind of semicolon in here. And how am I going to break that out, actually? Well, if I see from this example, it's comma in the year and then semicolon. So I'm probably looking for comma in the year and a semicolon in my answer to set up that parallel structure from item to item. So it's exactly the same. And that's how we go about answering these questions. Now, it's entirely possible you're going to see a semicolon and, maybe in an answer choice. In this case, they're suggesting that it's a combination of independent clauses. Again, you're not going to see a semicolon and combining independent clauses. You would have to be setting up that parallel structure, that 1 semicolon, 2 semicolon, and 3, using it as the super comma. If that's not the case, that's probably not going to be your answer. So be on the lookout for this. Always identify that semicolon and. It's a great tip-off for that semicolon as a super comma structure.